the Black and Gold Initiative, and I know this sounds really strange hearing this from an athletic director, but it's not about athletics. It's about being a Tiger. So the Black and Gold Initiative is about our 6,000 kids that go to the Alamogordo Public School District. It's about embracing our identity and and being really proud of who we are and where we come from. So that's what the Black and Gold Initiative is, and just going through that great journey of building the relationship between the city of Alamogordo and the Alamogordo Chamber of Commerce and Holloman Air Force Base, just collectively coming up with this great master plan, to create a culture of success has just been really, really fun.
Yeah, and I think that's something that really needs to be pointed out. I know, certainly on this show, I talk a lot about some of the improvements that are being made. Obviously, the football field, we'll get to talk about that, and things are going on over at the outside of the Ox Gym and in the Tiger Pit. But, I think that's more important than anything else. And what you talked about is, having people in the community that maybe don't have a connection through, a nephew or a son or a daughter, because I think those folks will show up to the games. It's more about everybody who's a part of this community wanting to be active in these kids' lives, because if it may sound hokey or whatever it is, it's the future. These are the kids.
Absolutely.
These are the ones that are going to be working hard in the next 10, 15 years, and if they feel like the community cares about them, I got to feel like that's going to make an impact.
Absolutely, and there's been so much interest in this. It's just unbelievable, and I think the reason being is because it's not about one group of kids. It's about all of them. It's about all of our kids and celebrating the champions that we have in our school district, and it's neat to see. And I think my perspective as being the next high school principal kind of helped guide me through this process, because it's not about just one group of kids. It's about all of us, and when we come together as a team, oh man, just amazing things happen, and you can already start to see it. The buzz is there, and it's really going to happen. It already has. It's already just started.
Yeah, and I think we talk about, folks in the community and yourself and coaches and staff and people like that being involved in businesses, but it certainly seems like a lot of the kids are getting involved with it as well. You talk about some of the projects that are going to go on. A lot of students are going to be involved in terms of putting those things together and making that stuff come to fruition over the coming months and going forward, right?
Absolutely. The Black and Gold is going to, we have a student council is a huge area where we're trying to make some progress there and get our kids back involved in making decisions, and getting them actively involved in everything that we do. We have so many kids. It's unbelievable how many kids are excited about this, and that's why we're here. We're here for kids, and to see these things happen is really great. And I think the Black and Gold Initiative innately has an element to it that increases the expectations for everybody, for kids, for coaches, for me, for you, for business owners, for parents. It's a good thing. It's a wholesome initiative that's good for the entire community.
I agree, absolutely. Let's talk about as well. You talked about obviously the mission statement and the things behind this, but you obviously have to go through some processes and talk to folks within the community and the city of Alamogordo. Talk about some of the things in terms of getting approval for, say, the football field and that process and how that's worked. And obviously you've been successful so far to get those things and get the support from folks in the area.
I think most of it is about being optimistic and just telling the truth and saying what we need to do and promoting what greatness looks like. And it hasn't been a tough sell at all, because the community knows what's best for their kids, and now we've reacted to it. And it's not just, it sure isn't just me. There are so many people. I got to give some shout outs, because like Mayor Galea, she's been huge in making all of this happen. We really appreciate everything that she's done. Mike Esperuto and Lenora Stevens at the Chamber of Commerce, Colonel Keebler at Holloman Air Force Base, all of us together are making all of this happen. In the Black and Gold Initiative, we've got a tactical plan that's in place, and a big chunk of that phase one chunk of it involves the 49th. Sergeant Josh Lopez is our commander at this point right now in phase one, and he's leading the way. So he's the guy that you're going to see out there organizing the logistics of painting fire hydrants and putting paw prints down on the streets and painting the A up on the mountain. And all of those kinds of things are creating a landscape that develops a culture of success. And so I just can't even tell you how much we appreciate those guys that are actively doing this. I mean, Holloman Air Force Base is the machine that makes this economy run, and we're just so incredibly appreciative of all that they do. And so all that, serving their country and just being a part of our community, that's enough. I mean, that's fantastic. But then for them to give up their spare time to come help us roll out the black and gold, oh my gosh, that's just amazing. And I just love those people that do that.
Yeah, and certainly a big part of that, and what you're mentioning, the Big Give, which started last week, that is a massive part of that, and that is, one of the most important things I think that Holloman does in terms of being a part of this community and, helping out and getting those processes going. I mean, how great was it to see the fact that, the Big Give wanted to be so active in this project that you've been working on, and you and the folks have been working on for so long?
The Big Give's a brilliant idea. It's just an absolute brilliant idea. It collectively brings everybody together. So this is what you see right now at this moment right now. So if you go over to Alamogordo High School, you're going to see airmen up on they're painting the walls inside the auxiliary gym. You're going to see people getting ready to paint the tiger paw prints. You're going to, we got a volleyball camp going on right now. We had baseball players out on the field earlier today. We've got football practice this afternoon. We've got registration. I mean, there is activity over here at the school that's unprecedented. And you can feel it. You can feel the energy in the air, and it's just an exciting time. We've got a lot of new personnel that we've brought into our staff, and they're not only great coaches, but they're great teachers, which is most important. That's our number one priority, is to get our kids ready for the future. So we feel like we have put together a very good plan that's not only going to develop success immediately, but it's going to carry on for future generations.
Well, so we're talking about Holloman Air Force Base, and we're talking about the military's impact in the community. I know something that you were so excited about when I talked to you about a month ago was the new jerseys that the Tigers are going to be wearing on the football field this year.
Right.
And obviously we're an audio medium, so we can't really show them to you guys, but we can certainly describe them. But I think you talked about the meaning of the new jerseys. They're black and gold, but there's also a special twist to these new jerseys.
Absolutely.
As well.
So in the celebration of the United States Air Force, our armed forces, Holloman Air Force Base, we have decided and we followed through with our promise that we have new jerseys this year. We have new jerseys and pants that are laced with digital camouflage. So they're pure black, and of course there's some gold in there with the outline of the numbers, and inside the numbers we're close to the heart is our camouflage, and that's to recognize the men and women of the armed services, and we just appreciate them more than they can possibly imagine. And it's our identity. I mean, it's who we are, and we're very proud of that. And so we're going to roll that out. We're going to roll out the new uniforms August 28th. We play Valencia High School here, and it's also going to be military appreciation game. So we've got an MQ1 coming, which is part of the Predator guys, and they're going to be here. We're hopefully going to bring in some maintenance guys. We're going to have some different twists to that. Hopefully we can get some of our F-16 fighter pilots over here and get variations of the whole 49th. And so we're hoping that all those guys are going to show up, and I'd just like to give a shout out to all those folks that are in the armed forces. And if you're active military, if you'll come with your uniform and your ID, we'll let you in free. And we just want to let you know that we celebrate you guys, and we appreciate everything that you do for our community and for our country.
It should be known that that Mr. Perry did his best to try to get an F-16 flyover for that first football game. With
That's a difficult thing to do.
Yeah,
that is a very difficult. I tried.
Yeah, he tried, but I think we all know, obviously, with that there's spending issues and things like that. But there was certainly an effort put in there to try to make that happen, which would have been cool. But having the Predator out there, I feel like is going to be awesome as well. You talk about something that's a part of Holloman Air Force Base. I mean, that's a huge part of the folks that work out there at Holloman Air Force Base. Are the drones that drones is not the right word.
No, they're the UAVs.
UAVs.
There
yes.
you go.
I knew as soon as I said that was not the right term to use there. And also, obviously, that night, and I think it's the thing a lot of people in the community have been excited about, just on the reaction to on our Facebook page when we put posts about it, is the new football field. Now, I mean, obviously, we've seen these kind of fields around the state of New Mexico, but there's something special about seeing that green and gold and black and gold all out there with now the logo at midfield. It's better than I think we could have even imagined it looking.
It's very special, and that's the thing, is it's a football field. There's no doubt, but I want everybody to realize too that that's a venue that's shared amongst many people. We share it with a lot of different people. The United Way is another one that we share it with. We do things with the community. Of course, it's a great facility. It's one of the biggest venues that we have in Otero County, and facilitates the needs of a lot of us. So we're very excited, not just for our football team, but for everybody. Very excited about that. We've got the Tiger Pit has been redone again over the summertime, and we've got new fluorescent lighting in there, and it's just amazing. It gives a pow when you turn on the lights. So we got that done. We got the murals completed, which has been a very great process. It spruces things up, but it also, it helps give our kids identity, and also in the celebration of the former classes that put the original murals up. So we're still recognizing all those great Tigers out there, and we're preparing for the future. So we've got that done. We've got, there's just so many different projects throughout the district, and when you come to the high school, if you'll come back in about 2 weeks, you're gonna see the paw prints down on First Street, and then they're gonna be funneled in from Cuba, from 10th Street, right into Alamogordo High School, where all the action takes place.
Yeah, and something cool, and you mentioned about, the murals that used to be there was class, I think, 91, class of 81, and 92, I think were the ones that had done those 3 murals. And they're recognized. There's 3 paw prints on
right.
I guess it'd be the west-facing side of the Aux Gym, and it's got those 3 classes right in there as well. And I think that's a nice touch,
Absolutely. So we've got student council right now developing criteria, because that's a special place. And you need to have criteria to get up on the wall. So we're gonna recognize there was a group of a long list of years that had been missed, and we're gonna go back and see how we can put their names up there to make sure that we recognize all those great Tigers that graduated in the past. And then we're developing criteria to get back up on the wall. So there's an expectation. You can't just automatically go on the wall. It's like the Wall of Fame, and the only special folks get to go up there. So I think that alone is gonna increase the expectations, and we're pretty fired up about that.
Absolutely. We're talking with Alamogordo Public Schools Athletic Director Jerrett Perry, the Black and Gold Initiative. A lot of things going on in the community right now. I also, just the look of seeing this is Tiger Country on the south or the north-facing wall as you're at Tiger Stadium. I just think it's a nice look, as you can see that from over there. It's one of those things that, it's, some people say that, maybe it's not the most important thing to have the things looking nice on the outside there, but I would disagree. I mean, it really does make a difference, because people who come to the football stadium, they're going to see that every time they go out there.
Absolutely, and when you have pride in your facilities, you have pride within, and so it's very important. I mean, it's very important to stay updated and upgraded, and we got to look good. And we've got great kids, and they need to be recognized. We've got a great school. We've got great teachers. We've got great coaches and administrators. We've got a great community. But I'll tell you what, the Black and Gold is also it has an element of hope. And if you delve deep inside the Black and Gold, that's what the message is. It's hope. Y'all out there, you need to know that there is hope and that good things are happening, and we need to celebrate. We need to celebrate who we are and continue to raise the bar. And when we do, people respond, and that's what's happened so far. So we got a lot of great goals set, and it's going to be nice to watch.
The simplest thing with stuff like this is having a positive mental attitude about those kind of things. I mean, really, just in terms of listening to you talk about it, it's one of those things that it can be infectious, and it can really help out. I mean, because I think sometimes we get down on high school kids, and we get down on different aspects like that. And I think if you try to at least keep it as positive as you possibly can, and recognize that there are a lot of great kids that go to the schools here in this district, it's something for, I think, the community more than certainly to be able to get behind going forward.
Absolutely, absolutely. Attitude is everything. And I think when we instill a positive attitude and we separate ourselves from poisonous, toxic type attitudes, then amazing things happen. And that's my rule. So everybody knows that when they come into my office, if you're poisonous or you're toxic, turn around and head the other direction, because you're not welcome. And that's what I choose to do. And I think that I think that's a good piece of advice for everybody, because it is. I mean, poison is contagious as well. So that's what we've done, and we're going forward. And there's a lot of amazing things happening. We're going to celebrate kids. That's what this is all about.
All right, we're going to talk about some of the personnel changes, obviously, that have been going on over at AHS. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll come back with more of the Roundup, talking with Alamogordo Public Schools Athletic Director Jerrett Perry. We're back right after these messages.
OFCU and PNM are helping you cool down your electric bills during the hot summer months. OFCU is now offering cool comfort loans up to $10,000 for 10 years and as low as 5.5% APR. Upgrade your swamp cooler to an efficient HVAC system, and PNM customers may qualify for a $100 rebate. Cool down and start saving today. All loans subject to credit approval. Other restrictions may apply. Federally insured by NCUA. OFCU, 3 branches in Otero County. Call 434-8500.
A couple of America's best female athletes are having birthdays today. Misty May Traynor, the great volleyball player, turns 38. Right. And Hope Solo, of course, of the women's soccer team, turns 34.
Nice.
And, of course, speaking of muscle and beauty, we've got it here at Jack Key Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. Here's Jack Key's Casey Vega.
Oh, yeah, we've got it all right. It is our 30-year anniversary, and we're celebrating with the employee pricing event. So you're going to pay what our employees pay and not one penny more. So think of this. Employee pricing on America's fastest-growing performance brand. Dodge Durango, Dodge Challenger, Dodge Charger. Employee pricing. Talk about muscle. Come see us.
That's right. As Misty May Traynor would say, this is a spike. I mean, it's just easy.
That's right.
See us today. We are open 7 days a week, including Sunday, or 24/7 at jackkey.com. Jack Key Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Alamogordo is on Highway 70 West.
Every great drive starts with a key.
Trucks, we got them. Cars, we got them. SUVs, we got them at jackkey.com.
Everybody, let's go. Ho, ho, ho. Welcome, everyone, to West High School Spring Fling. Hey, where we at?
Alright, I've gone through all the tracks, just move through the beats. Do your thing.
All right, everyone, let's hear it for West High's own Brooke Turner, a.k.a. DJ Hook.
Scratching at my first school dance takes confidence. So we're getting into college. I've got what it takes. Okay, I went to the practice sessions, I slept good, I feel good.
We will now begin the test. Please take out your pencils.
I got this.
We're all good at something. Maybe it's breakdancing or skateboarding or video games. Whatever you're good at, you had the skills to make it happen. And those same skills will help us get to college. Visit knowhowtogo.org to learn what you should be doing right now to prepare for college. Start taking the steps at knowhowtogo.org.
I've got what it takes. So do you.
Brought to you by the American Council on Education, Lumina Foundation, and the Ad Council.
ESPN Alamogordo 103.7. Welcome back into the Roundup. It's 22 after the hour. Speaking with Alamogordo Public Schools Athletic Director Jerrett Perry as we speak about the Black Gold Initiative and some other things that are going on. I want to talk about some of the changes that have been going on at AHS for some of the coaching changes. One of the ones this summer was a new baseball coach. Coach Randy McLeod resigned after the end of the season, and a new name coming in from out of state and one that, I saw the resume and I was incredibly impressed, and clearly you were incredibly impressed when you saw the resume of Michael Crabtree. Talk about a little bit and getting to know him and the hiring of Coach Crabtree.
We're blessed to have that guy. He has hit the ground running. When we connected through the interview process, it was immediate. We all knew that was our guy, and they knew that this was the place for them. So they've come down. They've just jumped in it with both feet in the fire, and right now as we speak, Michael Crabtree's out there on the baseball field, and he's going to juggle between baseball and football, and just having that high quality guy, man, we're blessed to have him. He's an exciting guy. He's got a lot of energy. He has an incredible amount of knowledge, and man, we're excited about our baseball program and what he has to offer in the classroom as well. Him and his wife both. So we're blessed to have guys like that.
Yeah, I mean, and also, as you mentioned, both him and his wife coming in, and they'll be teachers in the district, and that's another big aspect of that coming into it as well. And he's also, the other thing we'd say is he's also got a lot of talent to work with going into the spring as well. We saw that baseball team. There's a lot of raw talent. There's a lot of really special young kids on that team heading into next season. I saw you out there a ton watching that baseball team.
Man, I love watching baseball. I can't get enough of it. So, yeah, absolutely. We've got some great kids coming back. They're working hard. A lot of them are in USSSA and working some club ball and things like that. So they're already working. They're full speed ahead. And when I went out there this morning, I got to watch those kids. They were doing a little scrimmage, and just knowing that they're already out there, they haven't missed a beat. That's pretty exciting. They're working harder than ever, and so we're excited about that. But this, Mike Crabtree, he brings such an immense amount of experience. He was the head coach at Kermit High School. He's worked as a scout for the Cleveland Indians, worked at Dumas High School, Seminole State College, Hill College, Houston Baptist University. He's a Hall of Famer. He was inducted into the Houston Baptist Hall of Fame in 2014. So we got a quality guy. He's been to the World Series. Man, he was an All-American first baseman. He was an All-Conference Player of the Year. I mean, I could go on and on. The guy is unbelievable. But just other than just being a great coach, he's a great human being. He's that guy that you just like to be around. He's infectious. Guys like that, and we've surrounded ourselves with people like that. And Michael Crabtree, he's that type of guy.
One of the new hires as well. We talked a lot about having connections to the community. You hired Drew Player take over the boys soccer program last year. Another former AHS grad coming in to take over the volleyball program for Henry Gettler, and that's Savannah Stockton. And Savannah, of course, played multiple sports over at AHS, and it's got to be nice to have another former AHS grad in the fold.
Oh man, that makes me feel so good just to have that. I mean, and she is so high quality. She's so full of energy, and she's that other one that's right now she's conducting a camp. And to see all of those kids on the court, I mean, she is naturally attracting an abundance of kids. And just her enthusiasm and her knowledge and the experience that she brings to the court, and then of course knowing that she's a Tiger, she's got Tiger blood running through her veins. Man, that's something special. So I love being around her, and she's going to make a significant impact on our program, and we have some great kids coming back there as well. And so we're excited. I mean, there's some good things happening, and we're blessed to have Savannah on staff as well.
Yeah, there's some height, and there's definitely a lot of skill on that volleyball team. I think they only graduated 2 from last year's squad, which definitely showed a lot of promise last year. And you just look at the things that Savannah, or Coach Stockton, I should say, has had going on throughout the month of July. She took a number of kids out to Lubbock to go to the Texas Tech camp. They've been at the NMSU camp. And to go to the NMSU camp, Michael Jordan has got an unbelievable program down there at NMSU. That's a great place to go learn. So she's been exceptionally active in
absolutely
with this team this summer. So.
Yeah, she's another one. She's just jumped in it with both feet, and she says, "Bring it." I'm ready for anything, and I just love her attitude and her enthusiasm and her confidence. And I think everybody on the team appreciates that, and so we're very excited about her.
I know another thing, and obviously the process is still going on with this, but I'm sure a ton of people in the community are wondering about the boys basketball position. Coach Mike Day, of course, resigned, and I know that you guys, I'm sure, as soon as you can possibly put that out to the community, you guys are going to let us know who the new head coach for Tiger boys basketball will
Absolutely. We have made a decision, and we're going to release that very, very soon. We have chose a gentleman that is incredibly highly qualified, and he's going to bring something to the table that we haven't had in a very long time. And so I'm excited to release that, but it's a little bit premature. So people need to stay tuned for that deal, because that's going to be something special. You're about to see the Tiger Pit come alive.
Talk about the process, though. I mean, because boys basketball, and you talk about being part of this community. Tiger boys basketball is, as much as we talk about football and talk about other things, that's the one I feel like that probably has a special connection to the community, maybe more than any of the other sports. Going through the process of trying to find the right coach to fill that position, what were you looking for this time around?
Well, we need to have experience. We need to have knowledge. We need to have people that really understand what it takes to be a champion. We need somebody who knows the fundamentals and knows how to play chess and not checkers. And I think when you bring that type of person that has the motivation, the willingness to put in the time, and the experience, you put all those things together, that's really what we were looking for. So we went nationally. We went on a national search. We put it on Max Preps and kind of explained what we were looking for in the athletic department, and we talked about the Black and Gold initiative and the meaning behind that. And it was amazing how many people were very interested in that. And so we chose some finalists. We chose 5, and out of those five were very highly qualified, and it was a great vetting process, if you will. So we were able to pick up this gentleman, and we feel very confident, and we're excited. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for that.
We'll be sure to let you know as soon as Mr. Perry is able to announce officially. We will let you guys know who it is. But obviously, there's some I's to be dotted, T's to be crossed to make sure everything is kosher. So.
Exactly. So and then we got a couple more guys. We've been busy this summer. Between all of the stuff that's happening with our facilities. We've got Savannah as the head volleyball coach. We've brought in Shane McComb is our defensive coordinator, and you talk about something special. We picked up this guy, and we went on a national search, and we picked him up, and we were able to bring him on board, and that guy has been an impact coach from day one. You see that guy, he's out there hustling, he's very knowledgeable about the game. He comes from the Illinois region, and blessed to have that guy. He's just brought a whole totally different level of intensity to our program, and so we're very excited to have him. And he's brought along Travis Cole, who's going to help us out in football, and he's going to be doing the offensive line. Having that guy on staff is another great benefactor. So very excited about that, and of course we talked about Michael Crabtree. So between those guys right there and those ladies, we've been busy.
Yeah.
We've been busy, and just the infrastructure changes that have happened over the summer. I think that stay tuned, Tiger Maniacs, because there's going to be some really cool things develop over the next couple months.
Well, and I think also, in fact, Coach Hooper, it's been a challenge for him in his first 2 years to be able to fill out his entire staff. And this year, it almost seems like it's an embarrassment of riches in terms of the amount of guys that he's got able to be able to come out there and work on his staff this year. And that's got to be something great for Coach Hooper, and I'm sure for you as well, to be able to see that you got so many different people involved and not having to try and maybe piecemeal some stuff together going into the season.
Yeah, absolutely. We have high quality people. There's no excuses now. Now we've got the infrastructure, we've got the coaches, we've got the kids, and now we need to perform, and we need to live up to the expectations. And our expectation is to be a champion.
And I know that's something, when we've been at the same event sometimes, and I hear you talking to the kids, that's one of the things that you're always talking to them about is, having the attitude of a champion. And, when they're hearing that not only from their coaches, but also from their athletic director, that's got to be, a positive. I'm sure that's something that you really try to instill, not just, coming from you, but all the coaches and everybody involved with the programs. Right?
Yeah, and I think that's the key, is that it takes every single one of us to make sure that we give kids, we feed kids. We got to feed them with positive things, and when you do that enough, then they start to believe it. And when they start to believe it, they start to perform, and they live up to what they're capable of, their capabilities. And the kids in Alamogordo, man, I'm telling you right now, we got the kids, and they're starting to believe it now. And so there's a community just right over the mountain that everybody always talks about, and they're the epitome of pride, because they do have expectations. And I'm talking about the Artesia Bulldogs. You've got to have a lot of respect for what they do over there, and I do. And so we're 75 miles apart, or maybe not even that. And there's no reason why we shouldn't be at the same level at every single thing that we do. And that's what our expectations are. And so I'm using that. I'm even throwing that out there publicly. That's what we're designed to do.
It's something about it, and I've mentioned it before. You look out in the eastern part of the state, and I think Artesia, I think Carlsbad's very good at it. You go to the games, and all the people are wearing blue.
Clovis. Yeah.
Hobbs is the same way as well. And I don't know. Some people say it's the connection to West Texas and things like that. I don't know what it is, but we're certainly we're in the same district as a lot of those teams. We're in the same area as a lot of those teams, and that's something I would honestly like to see in terms of fan involvement when you go to the games. A little bit more, uniformity in terms of either wearing gold or wearing black and gold and things like that. And in terms of people, being involved in that way and going out to all the different Tiger sports games. I know that's the thing you would love to see. That's
absolutely, and that's my challenge to all of our listeners out there, is that I challenge people. You need to celebrate. There's black and gold gear everywhere. We've got lots of different clubs and athletic teams that are getting ready to sell stuff. We've got the Winter Circle, who has a great supply of black and gold apparel. We've got Walmart. I don't care where you buy it. It's not about money. It's about celebrating our kids. So I would challenge business owners out there, on Fridays to ask their employees to wear black and gold and represent their single their single high school community. And they need to get on board with us. And a lot of businesses already do that, and I really appreciate that. And kids see that and they recognize it, and it's just it's pretty cool to see all that happen. So that's what I challenge is everybody to go out there, and it doesn't have to be a football game. It could be a band concert, it could be choir, it could be FFA, it could be our kids in STEM, our STEM institute, it could be student council. I don't care what it is, but the one commonality that we all have is black and gold and the meaning behind that. And that's really what this is about. But I challenge people to get out there and celebrate the spirit.
I know another thing we'll see a lot more of throughout the community is the black and gold Tiger flags that are going to be out there, because we've seen a lot more of them at the games. And got a couple of them flying right outside the athletics office. That drove by there. I know that's another part. I mean, just the visual nature of that is going to be a big piece of it too.
Yeah. So as we were going through designing the Black and Gold initiative, one of the components that we really focused in on was sustainability, because what I was really concerned about is making a one and done deal, and that is not what we want to do. So paint everything and then let it go. So what we created was a sustainability plan, and we've worked hand in hand with the Chamber of Commerce. And so what we're going to do with the flags is we're going to sell the flags through the Chamber of Commerce, and the money that's made there will sustain the program for future generations, so it won't die like it did one time before. And so we're hoping to bring that back, make sure that we can generate enough revenue to keep it going in the future. So anybody that wants to buy a Tiger flag, give us about a week or so. Those Tiger flags should be in at the Chamber of Commerce. We're selling them for $35 a piece. Hang them in front of your store, your house, on your truck, whatever. And I think the more of that we see, the greater we'll become. So that was a huge part of the whole Black and Gold, is to make sure that it was sustainable.
Another new thing at the football stadium that I completely forgot to mention, of course, new scoreboard obviously is in the works. What's the process on that?
We have ordered a new scoreboard, and we've got some great sponsors out there that are helping pay for that, and we just appreciate everything that you do. We've got Bob Money, who's fronted up some money. He's going to be a sponsor for that through Edward Jones. We've got National Construction. We've got Otero County Federal Credit Union. They're doing another, and then Lowe's Signature Supermarket. They're doing the other one. So we've got 4 amazing local sponsors that have helped us do this, and so that is on order, and we're really excited about getting that thing up and running for the first game. So we're going to be cutting it close on that deal, so hopefully we'll have it installed and ready to go.
Yeah, I know those of us that are in the press box will be extremely thankful.
Oh, I know, that just drove us crazy last year. It's very frustrating. So we have corrected that, and we've got a new scoreboard at the Soccerplex as well that we need to talk about. And there's some good things happening all throughout the district.
Yeah, I know that's another thing, to have that new scoreboard over there would be an awesome deal. And we've talked about teams being busy throughout the summer, going there over to the Soccerplex in the mornings or in the evenings. Kids are out there working hard. I drove by one evening earlier this week, and man, there were so many of the young ladies that were out there working with Coach Drex and Coach Stack and all them.
So proud of those soccer kids. They're out there. Those have to be the toughest kids around. I mean, they're always out there, and just their level of intensity is so high. And being out there when it's really hot, and just not everybody can do that. But those soccer kids, I'm just incredibly proud of them. I'm incredibly proud of their work ethic, and I see great things on the boys and girls side this year. So and the same thing with our cross country. Coach Giggler's already had those kids out there running. They've been running through the summer, and and again, I have great respect for anybody that's willing to do what it takes to be a great athlete.
And also, I would also mention the marching band kids. I try to mention that as much as possible. It was
absolutely
1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was 98 degrees outside, and they're out there practicing their formations on the hot pavement.
Absolutely. I mean, those guys are as dedicated as anybody, and they put in the time and they put in the effort, and they're a huge part of the Black and Gold. We have over close to 100 kids in the band program, more than that if you include the middle school. So and they're a huge part of Friday Night Lights, and not just that, but they also represent our school in a very, very positive way. And so we're proud of those kids as well, and it's going to be a great partnership with the AHS band this year. We're just, man, I could go on and on as I talk about it. I get myself fired up, because man, you start to hear the brass and you hear the percussion, and you put all that together with Friday Night Lights and everything that goes along with that, you got something pretty spectacular.
Speaking of Friday Night Lights and all athletics, here's another change in position that we forgot to mention. Alamogordo High School Cheer has a new coach that took over a little bit earlier on this year, but she's been exceptionally busy. How could I forget about her? Yeah. She's
a fireball. Jessica Alexander, and she has joined us, and she is just amazing. She has come in, and she is just, I can't even say enough good about her. She's very, very impressed with her and what she's done with the kids and a lot of the plans that she has. So, and so you bring that element of our cheerleaders in. Oh my goodness, because I can't believe that I didn't bring those folks up, because they're amazing. Those girls are out there and they're working hard and they represent our school and our community, and we're very proud of what they're doing right now.
Yeah, we talk about positive attitude. That's you get the most from your cheerleaders.
Just love being around those kids.
And that would be something else that I would say as well, as fans within the community. Get involved with the cheerleaders a little bit more when they're trying to get you to do cheers at the football game, at the basketball game.
Yeah,
take part with them. And sometimes it's you feel like, I'm just this is a little uncomfortable. I don't really want to get into it.
Right.
Just lose yourself, get into it, and have a fun time with it.
Absolutely. I think that to a certain degree we kind of forgot what that was all about, and so it's time to bring that back into our program, into our community.
Yeah, that's certainly what we would like to see. I don't think we missed anybody else. I know you guys are on the lookout for a new girls track coach as well. That's something that's in the process as well.
Yeah,
right?
Coach Wolf did resign. She's actually moved away. Her husband got a job, and so she has left, and she did a great job, and we appreciate all the hard work that she did. So we're looking for a new head track coach, and I feel it's a high, it's one of those positions that we have a high expectation in the track program, and we're consistently amongst the best in the state of New Mexico. So we're gonna select the right person for that job, and I feel very confident we'll be able to fill that position with a highly qualified person.
We talked about the Tiger football team taking on Valencia to start the season. The schedule is available if you want to go to either Max Preps. It's also up on the APS website of the fall schedules. I think that's the one that is up right now.
That's right. Yep.
Schedule's pretty much exactly the same. Districts jumbled just a little bit, but it's going to be another tough schedule this year. When you look, we'll see Valencia and Los Lunas where they're at this year.
Yeah.
Last year, I think maybe they weren't as good as we thought they were going into the year, but we talk about that county and that area between Valencia and Los Lunas and Belen. Those three schools are producing some fantastic athletic programs right now.
I guarantee you that area, the Los Lunas, Valencia, those guys will be ready to play. They've got great kids. They've got great leadership. They picked up Colin Justice. He's been a state champ just about everywhere he goes. He was at Clayton the last time, and he led that program to a state championship. So I've worked with Colin Justice before, and that's a high quality individual. So they picked up a great coach, and I guarantee that he will be prepared. He'll have those kids ready to play football.
Yeah. Highland from Albuquerque, we'll get them later on in the season. Of course, Mayfield coming up in the middle of the district schedule as well. That'll be an exceptionally important one as well.
Yep, exactly. We're excited about that, and that's the whole deal. Is that we feel like we have all of the capabilities of competing at that level, and people they say, well, you're the smallest 6A school in the state. We aren't, and that's true. We're number 24 right now. And so, but that there's no excuses. There's absolutely no excuses. And I'm going to use Artesia again, but you can put Artesia up against anybody in the state of New Mexico, and there is a high probability they're going to win. I don't care who they play. And that's what our expectation is that we're here to play to win. And not just compete, but to win. And that's what we're going to do.
And speaking of, we get to go to the Bulldog Bowl this year. I'm sure.
Absolutely.
I'm sure the guys and Coach Hooper would love to return the favor and go get a victory there after that shootout that we had here at Tiger Stadium.
Absolutely,
last year,
and we respect those guys a lot. We have a lot of respect for what Coach Cooper Henderson does over there, and he's a high quality individual and a great man, and I think that he's led the state in a lot of different ways, and his philosophy in coaching is to be admired.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you want to mention Coach Hooper, by the way?
I love that guy. The guy's doing a great job, man. He's all over. The guy's rabid, and he's just, you get that guy focused, man. He's like a hunting dog, and so he's done some great things. He's brought an element. He's so incredibly dedicated to our program, and the great thing about Coach Hooper is he loves kids. He just loves kids, and I'm excited about what he's doing and what he's bringing to our program, and he's got the kids behind him, and I just can't say enough good about Coach Hooper.
And last night, of course, led the South team. He coached the South All-Star team to a 29-7 victory. And I know that's a special thing for that when the South beats the North in pretty much anything, we're all behind that.
Absolutely. That I had the opportunity to coach the All-Star game, and that's a very special thing to do, just to be a part of that, but to lead the way on that makes it just tremendously special. And then he also got to coach his son in the All-Star game, which was that had to have just been an absolute blessing. And so I'm very proud of Coach Hooper, and I'm very proud of the things that he's brought to the table.
And we do want to mention Josie Mills is going to be playing for the South team in the 5A, 6A boys game tonight. He signed in your office with Western New Mexico a little bit earlier on this summer.
Yep.
So last time Josie will get to represent the black and gold for his career before he heads off to Western New Mexico.
Absolutely.
So
what a great Tiger that kid is. And I'm just very proud of him and all the things that he's done inside the basketball program, and his future's bright.
Before we let you go, a couple other things. I know this isn't especially connected with the Black Gold Initiative, but I know that the Tiger statue out front is one thing that you've been working on and working with the class of 69.
Class of 69,
who of course put the initial statue that's out there, which we all know the discussion. It's a panther, it's a tiger, it's a panther, whatever it is. But that's going to be a change as well, and that's not connected with the Black and Gold Initiative.
Well, it kind of all is. It's all interconnected, and it's about our identity, and it's about celebrating our past, and whatever it is, whether it's a tiger or panther or what it looks like or what it was designed to be. I mean, it's part of our culture. It's part of who we are. It's part of our identity, and we're proud of that. So we've been approved to go forward on raising some money to replace it with a new tiger, a new current tiger, and it's served its purpose for the last 40 plus years. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to move it. And that's all we're going to do. We're actually going to try to move it inside and make it a historical piece of our identity. And so we're not getting rid of it. We're keeping it. But yeah, we're excited about that, and I've worked hand in hand with a lot of the members of the class of 1969, and we really, put a lot of time and energy into analyzing exactly what we should do. There's been a lot of folks throughout the years that addressed the issue, and it was good timing to do something different. And we've got this revitalization effort going on, and to re-identify our kids. To being a tiger. And so having a new tiger statue out there is going to be pretty cool. We're in the process of raising money for that right now, and that's a collective effort.
If you ever get a chance to, if you're in Mr. Perry's office, ask him to show you the tiger statue that John Jenkins brought him, because that was a cool story that you told me. Because you said that was supposed to be the initial statue that was going to be out there, and it's just kind of another cool piece of history that you've got in the office over there now.
John Jenkins gave me an incredible amount of guidance through this whole thing. He was also the principal of Alamogordo High School during I believe it was the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, he was the principal when I was.
So he was a long-term principal, and man, I love that guy. That guy just gave me so much inspiration and guidance through this whole process, and just knowing that there's so many people out there that want to see this happen, and I think that having his blessing on it really propelled it forward. And so that guy's he's a great man in our community who's very well respected, and just glad to have him on board with this whole thing.
I know something you're going to be keeping an eye on. You mentioned a little while ago the fact that Alamogordo High School is the smallest of the 6A schools. That's something that's coming up later on this year, early next year, as we're going to find out the realignment and things like that. In terms of you kind of keeping an eye on and watching what's going on, what's the process for you? Is it just kind of out of your hands, we'll wait and see what happens kind of deal for you guys?
So what it is it's a 3-year average. And so, yes, it's out of our hands. It's what they do is they get a 40-day count. They do that every 3 years, and then they average it. And they say that there's an appeal process, and you can go up there, and it's very easy to appeal if you want to go up, if you want to bump up a classification. But if you want to appeal to go down, then it's 0% probability. So it's based on numbers, and it looks. At the last time I talked to Sally Marcus, who's the executive director of the New Mexico Activities Association, stated that that's what they were going to go by, is that 40-day count. So we're at the end of the 3rd year average. That next 40-day count will come up in October, and then they're going to average it. It's going to be very, very close. It looks like Centennial High School out of Las Cruces is going to bump up to the 23 spot, and then it's going to come down to us and Deming to determine where who the number 25 person is going to be. So they're going to take the top 24, and whoever takes that place will be bumped down to 5A. So we'll see what happens. I think those numbers are close. The trend at this particular point is kind of hard to say. The trend over the last 3 years is that Deming High School has been increasing in enrollment, and Alamogordo High School has been losing kids. So, but we do have the F-16 fire squadron that has been slowly being moved and injected into the community. So that enrollment number might go up, and so, but regardless, either way, it doesn't matter if we stay at 6A or 5A. It makes it doesn't matter to us. Bring it on. we'll compete at any level. And so we're not watching it very closely because we really, we don't care. We'll play anywhere. We'll play anybody. And so that's how confident I am about our kids and our coaches.
Yeah, and I mean it's something, as we saw with the last realignment. It's kind of out of the
really
school's control. I mean, there's really nothing you can do about it. Everybody kind of keeps an eye on it, but
it really is. It's just one of those deals that we're just going to have to wait to see what happens.
Well, Mr. Perry, I tell you what, I think everybody I've talked to is real excited about all the things that the athletic staff and yourself and everybody who's been involved with the Black and Gold Initiative over the last few months. We're excited to see what else is to come, and we're looking forward to August 28th. And I think I'll tell you right now, I'm looking forward to Monday and the following Monday because we're ready for practice to start, right?
Absolutely. Good
to see those kids out there with the helmets on. Good to see the kids out there playing soccer, volleyball, and cross country, and
the whole deal. Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a great year. Really looking forward to it.
And to see the kids in the classroom. We want ready.
That's our number one priority.
Yep, absolutely. Well, we appreciate your time today, and we'll look forward to talking again in the future. All right?
Thank you, Charles.